Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Who's the Islander? I know you're already at work. Brady Metter, Paul Anstey, Roger Hurd, Jeff Elmore, Doug Gardner, Mike Barnata, and Bruce Kennedy. Excuse me, Bruce. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Oh, it's good to see you guys here. How is Michigan, Bruce? It can't be as cool as Colorado. Dude, Paul Anstey, that is brilliant. Rolling into the weekend like McAdoo. That is phenomenal. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that dude is even alive, much less that was nuts. I did not actually watch the whole race, unfortunately. Was busy on Tuesday, but I did see the highlight reel of that crash happening, and that was absolutely nuts. Hey, there's my mom. Everybody say hi to my moms. It's still cold up there, Bruce. That's crazy. That's unfortunate. It's like it's starting to get nice and warm down here. Will soon be hot, unfortunately. That's kind of how it goes. Eric, how's it going? Look at this. We've got a lot of people on already, even before 7:30. It is great to see you guys. Raymond Wynn, what's happening? Yeah, it is a wonderful, glorious day here in Western Colorado. Ken Bob, what's happening? There you are, man. You're in Moab. The Bibbs is on his way over there. And thank you for saying the kind words. I'm trying to help the sport out as much as I possibly can. Bibbs is either on his way or he left last night. I don't know, but he's borrowing my van, so you'll see the white van. Dave Kessler, what's happening? Barnado, super awesome hot coffee. Eric Bryan, what's going down? Mike Webster, Mike Coles, Vids, what is up? Mike Klinger, good to see you. Didn't drop below 70 at the beach. And 56 days from Idaho. Right on. Also, speaking of Idaho, I am so excited. You guys have probably seen already, if you follow us on the Facebooks, that I got a new chainsaw. Very, very excited about that. It's the Steel 193, 191. I think it's a 193. Anyway, little pro model, top handle, really rad thing. And I have a Bill Dart chainsaw mount coming for. It's actually going to go on my YZ tomorrow. I think it'll be here. So I'm really excited. I'm going to use that up in Idaho when we go up this year to make sure I can get through trails and then use it around here a ton to clear trails. So super stoked. Patrick Beatty, Chris Kinberg, what's happening? And yeah, Mike, I probably won't get up there with those guys. They get to go, they're there most of the summer. I go at the end of the summer. We usually miss each other, but I'm excited. All right, guys, it's 7:31 actually, and welcome to the Gospel of Two Wheels, where the coffee's hot, the bikes are fast, and your comments are absolutely ridiculous. It is great to see you guys all here. As my mom says, make sure you hit the thumbs up. So if you're new to the show and this is your first time joining us and you're having fun, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you back out of the chat, you can hit a thumbs up and then come right back into the chat because we want to talk for sure. Ken Bob, Bibbs is too busy to ride. Dude, the Bibbs is too busy to do anything. He has been riding a little bit recently, but that dude, whatever, his job and anyway, I go on and on and on about that. But hopefully he's going to get that kind of sorted out for timing wise and get to do more. Did I see Polter's YZ? That thing is sick. No, I don't even know who that is. Who is that guy? And Garrett Anderson jobs are lame. I agree, except for mine. I have an awesome job, mostly thanks to you guys. Well, mostly thanks to motorcycles, but and it's awesome that my job gets to be some of this. And I can't even believe that that's actually real, but it is. And I thank you all so much for that. It makes Brady, I know. I don't like whatever. I don't know. Is he an internet guy? He probably is, and I should know. Or is he? He's probably some super fast guy that I don't even know. I will look it up. But I'm sure it's right. So, Spanish. Ooh, hard enduro guy. Oh, okay, right on. So that's my thing. Whatever. I love all aspects of the sport, but I just don't pay attention to like certain like names of people except for the absolute top or people I know. He's a trials champ. There we go. That would anyway. Jimmy Diehart, that's awesome. I'm an idiot. I bought that Dom Samco hose kit. Could have just used the stock SX hoses. Yeah, I thought you knew that. I thought you just wanted colored hoses, which is fine. But yeah, you don't have to buy fancy things. But that's awesome, Jimmy. Doing stuff on a Tenere 700 you can do that we can't do on a 300. That's like Chris Birch. If you ever watch him do like 1190 and 1290 stuff, it's crazy. Patrick Beatty, I bought the Tiny Steel 150. Curious how the B-Dart mount will work. Review later. Oh yeah, I will be reviewing that 100%. Probably, as soon as I get it, I'll do hey, here it is. Here's how it goes on the bike video. And then as soon as we start working, which actually might start happening very soon, I'm gonna start trying to poke my nose up onto the Uncompahgre Plateau here in the next week or so and see how much we how far we can get up and then how many logs we can cut. Justin Hansen, what's happening? You got a T7. I want a Tenere 700 pretty bad, but I have too many dirt bikes right now. Eventually that will happen though, for sure. Ken Bob, I agree. If you just do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I don't work much, and you are correct. I have a ton of fun. Jimmy, so you went with blackety black, and so you definitely could have gotten just the SXs. That's awesome. Right on. So, and Brady, yes, your bike sits too much. All right. I have a bunch of questions from the Facebooks. If you guys are following us here and you're on the YouTubes and you have a Facebook account, make sure you follow us on the Facebooks. It is the best way to get a hold of me. Actually, I have mini, not spoiler, sort of announcement. I'm going to be launching a membership program thing on my Facebook because I get so many like private messages asking tech questions, which I am super, super happy to answer if I can, but I get super overwhelmed by them, that I'm going to make a separate thing where I will be focusing on that. Also, patrons, please use our patron relationship to ask me any questions you want. I will answer any question you have, whether it be, about motorcycles or other. But patrons, please reach out if you have any tech questions or anything like that. I really, really want to. I just read. I really, really want to help out. I'm going to do the Facebook thing too because it's getting crazy. So let's see. Garrett Anderson, that is awesome. I fabricated my own aluminum chainsaw mount with Ryobi 18-volt saw, Beta 200, and did some maintenance and went well. Cool. Rick Roman, I think you're going to find that Bruce loves his Beta 200. And I looked at electric chainsaws that just the runtime isn't enough for what I want to do. So it's it's the answers. So anyway, guys, quick, let's get through these questions. I'm going to start with Mr. Jimmy Neihart since he's here. I see him there. And it's one of my favorites of the thing. Only one type of jelly for the rest of your life. What flavor? Raspberry, hands down. Tim Bryson, what's happening? Jimmy Neihart, yeah, exactly. Jimmy Neihart asked what was my cell number. I just lost it. Not giving that out. It's funny though how many people have ended up with that, and I don't think it's posted anywhere, so they must be getting it from friends, which is fine. Bruce Kennedy did 4 hours, never needed a second battery. That's good to know. We do So there's a YouTuber that tests battery life on things like that, and he said, I'm sure the Ryobi is longer than this, but the steel only lasts 6 minutes of like constant runtime, which obviously is not 6 minutes of cut, whatever. But the nice thing about a gas one is that, first of all, they're cheaper, at least the the one that I got is cheaper than the steel one. Anyway, also, since I ride a carbureted two-stroke, I can run the saw off the gas in the bike, and I can pretty much all day. So anyway, that's awesome. Tim Bryson, ooh, heading out to the whitewash stand-ins. Nice. That's awesome. See, Jimmy Neihart, that's awesome. So anyway, Raspberry to you. Scott Willard, what's happening? You guys are awesome. Good morning, Chris Abbott. So Matt Sphere, or S Sphere, anyway, Matt on Facebook asks, are there dispersed camping spots at Peach besides the main parking area? Yes, there are lots of dispersed camping sites. If you just go further up the Peach Valley Road towards Delta, it's endless where you can camp and park out there. And it's totally legal and awesome. So two-stroke saws, you're carrying a full tank on the bike. Exactly, Patrick Beatty. All I got to carry is a little bit of bar oil and spare chains and things like that, and we'll be good to go. Let's see what else. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. You guys are rad. So this is a good one. I really like this. Ronnie Nelson from our Facebook page just bought the CRF 450 RL and asked about mods. Not to me, but to other people. My inquiry was about the FMF full exhaust, opening the airbox, and the Vortex ECU that most others recommend. They gave me a quote for the Power Commander. I guess this Honda remapping of your stock ECU. Don't know much about this. Could you clarify the difference between Power Commander and Vortex ECU? So the Power Commander does not remap your stock ECU. The difference between those two is the Vortex ECU completely replaces the ECU or computer on the motorcycle. And it has its own mapping for fuel, ignition, things like that. It's also adjustable, things like that. Whereas the Power Commander is a piggyback to the ECU. So it goes in line from the ECU to the rest of the bike and basically fools the bike into giving more gas, more ignition, things like that. So, well, different ignition timing, not more ignition, but in certain situations, I like one or the other. Honestly, on the TPIs, I really like the Power Commander. It's a little easier to adjust and remap and things like that yourself. If you're into that, if you're like, if that's what you're into, like fine tuning things. I like the Vortex ECU for the fact that you don't have extra wires and things like that on the bike. So they're both good. Ronnie, I have actually not done anything to a CRF 450 RL. I've never made one better than stock. That's because for whatever reason, we don't sell a bunch of Hondas in this valley. It used to be back when the first CRFs came out, they sold a ton of Hondas here. So anyway, so that's the big difference. Also, the money is probably a giant difference. I'm guessing the Vortex ECU is probably $700 to $800, and the Commander more $4 or $5. So the other nice thing about Power Commander, the one nice thing about the piggyback thing, again, there's pluses and minuses to both. But with the piggyback thing, if something kind of goes wrong or fouls up, you can just unplug it, take it off, and throw it in your backpack and plug everything in, and the bike should be fine. So yeah. Right. Logan Goxa. Anyway, Logan, how's it going? From Facebook asks, or posts, favorite trail system in Colorado to spend multiple days, bonus points for a place that has cool places to go after riding, i.e. good places to eat. Logan, I'm going to say for multiple days, like if you're looking at like a longer period of time, Montrose, I think you guys all knew that I was going to say this, but Montrose is, I think it's the best because we have every kind of riding from fast, open, whooped out desert to gnarly, technical, hard enduro desert to high mountains and amazing green aspens and all that stuff. And it's just an amazing place. And then you can base in town where you can, if you want to go camp, you can camp. That's awesome. But there's great motels, things like that. Awesome places to eat. Really cool motorcycle shops to come visit, and people who are willing to show you around the trails if if they have time. So honestly, I love it. There's obviously, Taylor Park, Sergeants, places like that, and they're great, but they are limited on Brady Metter. They are limited on where you can and cannot go. So, how's the grass track in Montrose? That's awesome, Kevin O'Laughlin. It's good if you know the right people with the right place. Barnado, no, you're right, no motor tracks. Salida is awesome, Brady Metter. I agree. Salida is rad. I don't actually know the Salida area all that well. But I think I like Montrose as a town better than things to do, but also, and it's like it's way less front rangy over here in Montrose than in Salida. Salida has been completely run over by Denverites. But anyway, yeah, so I love it here. Salida is also awesome. There's a lot of places, but basically, Logan, if you want to be in Colorado and you want to ride dirt bikes, you need to be on the western slope, not on the front range. So there we go. I said, Scott Willard, can the Power Commander do anything with adding oil to the TPI injection? No, Scott Willard, it cannot. So that has to be a reflash from the manufacturer. But if you reflash from the manufacturer, because they can do that, they can add oil, then if you do that, then you put the TPI on or the Power Commander on, you can get the fuel right, because you can't get the fuel right with a KTM reflash. Now you can get the fuel right from a two-stroke performance, TPS, I think is what, and no, two TSP. I'm losing my mind here. I've been up since 3 o'clock editing videos, so it's been a long morning. But so anyway, there's lots of ways to go around it. But to answer your question, you cannot get more oil with the Power Commander. Let's see. Good morning. Is there any difference between splitting a 300 case and a 65 case other than the size? No. True. It's just the size. Yeah, Bruce Kennedy, front rangy Denverites. I like it. That's awesome. Garrett Anderson, I get yelled at by people in spandex and Salida. Yeah, so that's the difference, is that Montrose is the wild, wild west still. Salida not so much, but whatever. They're all awesome. Also, I would argue that the Salida dirt biking game is limited to, and this isn't necessarily bad, but the high mountain stuff, which is awesome and great, but you don't have the full year seasonal awesomeness and variety that we have in Montrose, personally. So let's see. All right, so next question. Billy Wheel. So Billy from Facebook, how do you know for sure when your top end needs to be done? So that's an interesting question, and one that I'm sure we could go down a gnarly rabbit hole about. But I like to do it based on hours, not on oh, there we go. Torque line. Kelsey's in here, and I'm glad to see that here. And I will touch on that in a second. But do it on hours on the top end, because if you wait till you can feel it, you're way too long. If you wait till the compression drops while you're checking it, that's too long. So I would do it based on hours. If you have any question, just do it. I mean, it's a 2-stroke. So, I don't know. Actually, I guess, Billy, I don't know if it's a 2-stroke. So 4 strokes, a little bit different situation. But, like, just do it if you have any questions, and then you can set an hour meter and run from there. Because it's always good to get in there, peel the thing apart, look at everything, get a good eye on everything and all that. So Kelsey says you can get extra oil to the TPI simply by just adding some oil to the tank like you've done for decades. The idea that oil does not get to the cylinder or bottom end using this method is nonsense. I completely agree, and I also find it hilarious that there's lots of people saying, oh my gosh, you can't add oil to the tank. You'll never, whatever. it works just fine. So, and Mark Barnado chimes in with hours. Yeah, just do hours on time for that. So, I grew up in and riding Salida, and there is way more attitude on the trails from other users than what I've found over here. Completely agree, Chris. Completely agree. Man, awesome. There's like 50 of you guys watching right now. Thank you so much. If you're watching and you're having fun, back out of the chat, hit the thumbs up, and then come right back in, because that just really does mean a lot to us. If you leave your air filter dirty like most, maybe keep a piston in your backpack. Thanks, Bruce. That's awesome. And Brady, it's funny that you say that your van runs great on two-stroke gas. My van, now I haven't put it in my new van yet, but I've put a lot of two-stroke gas in my white van. A lot, because I'm a moron and I push it too far, and I generally have a can of race or two-stroke gas in the back. All right. So next question from the Facebooks. By the way, guys, are you guys having fun here? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're okay with me reading all these questions. We got a ton, which is really cool. So Ian Farrell, you guys, all you beta guys are going to be excited. Bruce, you're going to be excited. Just got a 2021 Beta 250 Race Edition, and I'm going to race some hare scrambles. Are there advantages / disadvantages to running the headlight while racing? So I'm going to start with that. The only real disadvantage to that is that you might break it. Of course, you might break it anytime because, whatever, you crash. But if you're racing, ideally, you're pushing a little bit harder. You're maybe a little closer to the ragged edge of control, and maybe a little bit more opportunity to crash the thing. And that would be the only reason that it would be bad to have that on there. Also, some series require you to have a number on the front, and not all headlight masks have a lot of room for numbers. So it might be better for the race scorers, people scoring the race, to have, just a number plate with a big number on it. But other than that, no. And then he asked if they have the headlight, but it's not burning. Then they install a switch? Yes. I'm surprised that the Beta doesn't already have a switch. Usually they have a switch on them. So if not, they run the switch. But that doesn't really, having it burning or not burning doesn't really matter, except for if there's a time limit on the amount of time you get out of a light. Then, like old filament, old style incandescent light bulbs, you only got so many hours before the thing burns out. So if you're running it during the day, it's just burning hours. Ron McCauley, I'm two-stroke. Your lawnmower has been running two-stroke gas forever. Thanks, Dave Kessler. Appreciate it. How much more power can you get out of the new TPI 300? I'm too fat and need more oomph. Kelsey, jump in there. But Brady, I'm telling you, you need to ride my bike and Andrew's bike now with the heads on there. You can't believe how much current. Bike Vault. Pressure regulator on my 500 EXC failed, left me stuck 40 kilometers from home. I bought a new KTM fuel pump assembly. Can I strip and fix the old regulator? Bike Vault, you can put a new pressure regulator in those things. You can buy them separately and put it in there. Hey, there we go. Bruce Kennedy. Beta sent him a number plate with the new bike. Just install it and save the light. There we go. I didn't know what, all that, but awesome. I don't run lights when I'm racing, mainly because I don't want to break them. So that's my biggest reason. My 4-stroke pressure washer has been running on 2-stroke gas for 2 years now, Chris. That's awesome. Max Ballot. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Max, how's it going? Hey, I'm interested in buying an RK Tech head. Can you go over the differences in head reshape versus the full built head? Is the only difference cooling? Kelsey, answer that. I think, the other difference, Max, I think that's the big difference, real world, whatever. The other difference about the billet head is that you can then swap domes for different elevations and things like that and maximize performance. But other than that, I don't think there's a lot of differences. Not in performance per whatever. There's not a much difference. Yes, Kelsey, that is awesome. I love it. Kelsey, Brady, you do realize that the TPI is a two-stroke, right? That is so good. Doug Gardner, can we talk about how tall Kelsey is now that he's on? Yes, Doug, that is phenomenal. James Tully, two strokes are the answer. Yes, I agree. Bruce, thank you. Bruce asked if the boys got their grades back in line yet. Yes, they're working on it, but they still don't get to go racing this weekend because there was a cutoff. We made a cutoff in line. So they don't get to go racing this weekend, but they are back on track and getting it all dialed in. Kelsey, are you going to make a head for a TM300? I don't know if he's going to make a billet head, Chris, but he can reshape that head for sure. Hanson, thank you for the luck wishing for the NHHA. By the way, if you guys don't know, I am going to race the National Hare and Hound Association's round 4 or 5. I don't know which round it is. Anyway, in Jericho, Utah this Saturday, and I am racing it on the 125. I'm mainly doing that as a publicity stunt. I'm not lying. Full transparency here. I know I would be faster on the 300, but I want to race the 125 because I love the 125. It's going to be a ton of fun. There we go. Kelsey jumped in there. He's already done mini head things. So yeah, actually I have to get Kelsey a deck height measurement. I still haven't done that for the YZ 125 that he's making a head for us. He has the head. I just haven't measured the deck height. So I got to get that to him. James, you're welcome. Speaking of which, the stuff that I was editing last night, it might interest numerous people here. The first one was the swapping of stuff from my old Wolf Enduro vest to the new Wolf Enduro vest. I'm really, really stoked about the new Wolf Enduro vest. I love the other one so very much. And I'm excited about the small tweaks that you guys made, or that Wolf Enduro made on that vest. And so I shot a video out at Peach of me just talking about the vest and then taking my other stuff and putting it in the new vest and showing how different it is. And anyway, it's awesome. So super stoked about that. That one will be hitting at 9 o'clock this morning. Then tomorrow at like 2 or 3, I don't know. Tomorrow, 2 or 3, I have a one for Mr. Brady Metter, although he'll never need it because he won't put enough hours on the KX. But it is how to do a valve adjustment on a KX 450F. It's a 2019 that I was working on of folk legend Maple Taylor's bike and got that done. And actually it's pretty good because we had one valve super tight. Spoiler alert, I found out because Maple is in the video with me. He's watching me do the valve adjustment. I found out that he under-oiled an air filter once, and he was going to change it and service it the next time. He pulled it off, and he saw dust in the air boot one time. And I'm pretty sure he needs valves now because one of his valves was so tight that I had to do 2 rounds of shims to get it right. You guys are awesome. How different is power delivery between RK Tech and the S3 head? Patrick, it is night and day. It's not even the same game. The S3 head is more or less a bump in compression, which does help some, but the RK Tech head is like, it's like bolting twin turbos to your motorcycle. That is the best like metaphor I can possibly come up with. It is crazy how much better it works. And I say twin turbos because twin turbos remove lag, right? And they give you a ton of low end torque and then they scream up top. And that's exactly what the head does. Yes, Kelsey, that is awesome. They do the ram head. I love it. Greg, Kansas Greg, what's happening, man? Sorry, like I know it got busy and you left the other day. Bye, Greg. Sorry, I missed you as you're leaving. Let's see. Travis Taylor, 2018 FE350 with a Recluse auto clutch. Every few rides, it wants to stall on engagement. I readjust and dial on the slave cylinder and it gets better, but it needs just every few hours. Travis, you probably might maybe have the little pads on the EXP are getting worn, and the wedges aren't swinging out so good. And so anyway, whatever. You need to probably rebuild that Recluse. And Brady, turbos are dumb. I agree, except for on my van, they're pretty awesome. They are extra stuff to break. That's why I don't want to put them on a dirt bike, but it is the feeling of twin turbos. So without all the crap. Yeah, Mike Barnato got a new KX, didn't have any oil in the air filter. It's ridiculous. So Rob McCauley, 19 KX 450 that hasn't blown the crank out of the bottom cases must have been made on a Monday. Rob, that is awesome. Yeah, he's got 100 hours on it, and it's gonna need valves. Like I said, I had to go 2 times with shims and measuring. Well, the first time couldn't get any feeler gauge in. Second time I got like the 2 in, and then anyway. So thank you, Travis Taylor. That's nice. Let's see. Max, absolutely not. Does the Arcatech affect service intervals from the top end? No, Max. That torque line is Kelsey of Arcatech. He's telling you that. I'm telling you straight up, no way. It does not affect anything. Hey, Canon Maintenance, Tony Andrews, what's happening, dude? Dave Kessler, there we go. That Dave is better. The feeling is more like a supercharger, instant throttle response in lower gears, tons of torque in upper gears, almost stall proof. I agree, Dave Kessler, 100%. Ian Farrell has one more question. I'm going to jump in here. Another question on hair scrambles. I'm 25 years old, been riding my whole life, but just did my first 5 races last year in the C class on a YZ250. Yes, Mike Barnato and I are excited about that. He got 23rd and then 5th, second. I'd like to win once, but feel like I can move up to the B class. What's your opinion on which class I should register this year? I say move up. And the reason I say that is because you're going to get faster, like by moving up a class. Like I'm sure you'll win a race in the C class. And, he also says that, you can move up mid-season and whatever. That's awesome. Garrett Anderson is echoing me on that. Just move up. Kim Jackson, I'm so sorry I didn't call you. It's like been crazy at the shop, but I will call you on my cellular telephone this morning on my way to the shop. So I apologize. Chris Abbott, have a great day. Sling some tortillas. I would say Ian Farrell, move up a class, always move up a class. I really don't belong in the A class, but I'm racing the A class because it'll make me faster. So, air filter is not the only thing the manufacturer forgets. My beta steering head bearings were bone dry from Italy. Hey, Kevin O'Laughlin, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Wow, Kevin, I really very much appreciate that. There we go. You won't get caught up in C pace. Yeah. Everybody Ian is saying basically move up a class. I agree 100%. You'll never get faster racing with the slow guys. And if you're like, I'd rather be slow in a fast class than fast and slow class personally. So that's my personal opinion. Anyway, guys, I got a boogie because I have a ton of work today. Where Mr. Justin Monroe dropped off 2 strokes for us to do top ends, Arcatech heads, and full service on suspension. Today has to happen today. So he came from Texas. He used to live here in Colorado. He moved to Texas, and but he wants us to work on the bike. So he dropped both of them off because he's here for a few days, and we got to get them done today and back to him so he can get back at it. Anyway, lots of work to do today. Hey, Bruce Kennedy, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. You guys are rad. Okay, cool. I got a boogie. Torque line. So Kelsey says, remember we have a custom piston that works much better. Kelsey, I'm going to be doing that on mine when I do a top end. This one got surprised on me. That's why I had you send me the head quickly for the 250. Actually, we're not doing it on the 300. He's only, anyway, whatever. He's only doing one head on one bike, and anyway, whatever. So yeah, I got a boogie, guys. Thank you guys so much. Punk Rock Club, thanks for sticking around to the end. I love you so very much. You guys are rad. I can't tell you thank you enough for watching this stuff and spending your time with us here on the internets. The channel's growing like crazy, and I just filled with joy over that. So thank you so much. It just is huge. And anyway, I love you. Make sure you check out our videos coming out over the next couple days, and have a great day. But most importantly, as I always say, please get out, spread the gospel of two wheels. We need more people riding dirt bikes. And I desperately hope that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you guys to work on and get out and ride your dirt bikes.